You ever notice how some people get drained everywhere they go? They walk into a room and instantly become the emotional trash can. Everyone vents to them. Everyone leans on them. Everyone expects them to be available. But when they need support, silence, excuses, disappearing acts. Meanwhile, there's another type of person. They're calm, collected. No one dares to speak to them recklessly. Toxic people don't unload on them. Manipulators don't play games with them. Yet they're not rude. They're not loud. They're not aggressive. They just have something most people never build: boundaries with weight. The Stoics understood this 2,000 years ago. They knew that if you don't decide what you tolerate, the world will decide it for you. Today, I'll show you 6 Stoic boundaries and 1 mindset that make toxic people respect you or disappear, without arguments, drama, or trying to teach them a lesson. And the 4th boundary is the one almost everyone gets wrong, which is why they stay stuck in the same draining patterns. Principle 1. The boundary of response time. Most people teach others one dangerous message: you have instant access to me. They reply immediately, they answer every call, they jump on every "we need to talk" like it's an emergency. Stoically, that's a problem. Because every time you respond instantly, you send a silent signal. Your urgency is more important than my peace. The Stoic boundary is simple. You do not owe anyone instant access to your attention. When someone sends you a long, emotional message, you don't have to fix it in 5 minutes. You can see it, breathe, finish what you're doing, then respond calmly from principle, not panic. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the mind should be free from confusion by external events. When you delay your response, you step out of emotional reaction and into rational choice. To a toxic person, that delay feels like resistance. They can't hook you as easily. To a healthy person, that delay feels like maturity. You're teaching both groups the same lesson. My time and attention are not up for grabs. I choose when I engage. Principle 2. The boundary of topics. Toxic people love chaos, not clarity. They bring the same drama again and again. The same argument, the same guilt trip, the same story where they're always the victim and someone else is always the villain. Most people let those conversations run on forever. They listen, nod, get drained, then repeat tomorrow. The Stoic boundary sounds like this: I'm not available for this kind of conversation anymore. Not shouted, not emotional, just calm and final. You're not rejecting them as a human. You're rejecting the pattern. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. You may not stop them from complaining, but you can stop giving them your ears as a dumping ground. Here's the quiet rule. If a topic only leaves you exhausted, resentful, and unchanged, that topic no longer deserves unlimited access to your attention. Toxic people will either adjust the way they talk to you, or they'll seek a new audience. Both outcomes protect your peace. Principle 3. The boundary of self-explanation. Toxic people feed on over-explaining. You say no, they ask why. You give a reason, they attack the reason, and suddenly you're on trial in your own life. The Stoics understood something modern people forget. You are not obligated to defend every decision to every person. Epictetus said, if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In other words, your growth might look like a mistake to people who benefit from your weakness. The Stoic boundary is short. No, that doesn't work for me. Full stop. No essay, no justification, no apology. At first, your nervous system will scream. You've been trained to explain yourself so you don't lose approval. But here's the paradox. The less you defend your no, the more people feel its weight. The more calmly you stand in your decision, the more even difficult personalities realize, I can't push this person. Toxic people hate this. Healthy people quietly respect it. Principle 4. The boundary of emotional ownership. The most misunderstood. This is where most people lose themselves. When someone is angry with you, disappointed in you, or offended by you, you rush to fix their feelings. You apologize for things you didn't do. You shrink your truth. You twist yourself into knots just so they can feel better for a moment. The Stoic view is radically different. Their emotions are their responsibility. Your integrity is yours. Seneca wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Often, you're not dealing with who they are, you're dealing with the story in their head. The Stoic boundary here sounds like this. I understand you feel that way. I see that you're upset, but I'm not going to betray my own values to fix a feeling. You validate their experience without accepting guilt that isn't yours. This is not cruelty, it's clarity. When you stop rushing in to rescue everyone from their own emotions, something powerful happens. Manipulative people lose their favorite weapon: emotional blackmail. Emotionally mature people rise to meet you at your level. You stop being a character in everyone else's drama and return to being the author of your own life. Principle 6. The boundary of self-respected standards. Toxic people test you in small ways first. A joke that's actually disrespect, a favor that drains your time, a small lie they expect you to overlook. Most people see it, feel it, then do nothing. And by doing nothing, they answer a crucial question. Is this acceptable here? Their silence says, yes. The Stoic boundary is decided before the test. If someone speaks to me with contempt, I leave the conversation. If someone lies to me, I address it once and adjust my access to them. If people repeatedly drain me, I reduce contact without drama. Epictetus was clear. When someone is properly grounded in life, they will not chase after approval or flee from criticism. Your standards are not negotiable every time someone pushes them. They are the conditions for access to you. You don't scream, you don't lecture, you simply live your standards consistently. Over time, toxic people learn they can't get away with what they do to others when they're with you. And if they can't adapt, they quietly disappear. The one Stoic mindset behind all these boundaries. All 6 boundaries grow from one root. My peace is my responsibility. Not their understanding, not their approval, not their version of the story. Yours. The Stoics didn't build boundaries to feel superior. They built them to stay aligned with reason, virtue, and inner stillness. So ask yourself, where do you say yes while your whole body is screaming no? Where do you keep giving explanations to people who are not listening, only judging? Where do you keep allowing the same disrespect because you're afraid to be alone? that is where your next boundary belongs. Toxic people don't change because you argue harder. They change because you stop giving them a version of you without boundaries. When you become calm, clear, and consistent, you send a message louder than any speech. I will not abandon myself to keep you comfortable. And the people who are meant to stay in your life will respect you more, not less. If this shifted how you see boundaries, tell me in the comments. Which of these 6 Stoic boundaries do you need to practice in the next 24 hours? Write it down. Commit to it. Your next interaction is your training ground. And if you want to keep building an unshakable Stoic mind, one that sees through manipulation,